Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Giratina is making a return to Pokemon Go, making a return to raid battles. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Ladios NYC. Welcome back. I'm sorry I made this a little bit late, but I had already had a second that Throwback Thursday planned out, so this video is going to go up. Today is actually Friday, March 22nd, as I'm making this video, but this was announced yesterday, so I'm super late to talk about this. But nonetheless, we're here today. We're going to go ahead and talk about this. So, Giratina is returning to raid battles. So, we're going to go ahead and talk about this. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about both Giratina forms. Because as you guys see on the list here, we're going to be having a new, we're going to be talking about the Giratina's new form that's coming to the game. So, let's get into it. So, trainers, you did your team gym leader. Wow. You did your team leader's proud back when you battled the Giratina in its Ultra form. However, there are still many mysteries to be unlocked about the renegade Pokemon. Giratina has re-emerged from the distortion world to renew and transform. Starting March 28th, Ultra form Giratina will return to raids until April 2nd, where it will transform into Origin form to keep testing trainers' strength until April 29th. So it's going to be in its altered form for about 5 days from the list of things. So March 28th, same date as Dialga when Dialga leaves until April 2nd, and then April 2nd until April 29th, Giratina is going to be in its new origin form. So it's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. That's pretty cool there. So start prepping your teams to take on this Ghost and Dragon-type legendary Pokemon originally discovered in the Sinnoh region. Stay safe and happy exploring. Pokemon Go team. So, what are my thoughts about this? I think it's pretty cool because we're getting a new form, but I feel like it would have made a bit more sense if Niantic would have had, released an item that allowed us to change form. But then again, it kind of makes sense, like, because you know, if we have some good IV ones, we would just change into the regular form. That wouldn't be moved there. So they're making us pretty much do to raid Giratina again to get the origin form. I mean, and personally, I do like Giratina's origin form a little bit better because it does look a bit more sinister, which we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a little later. Pretty much after we talk about this here, we're gonna go on Go Hub. We're gonna take a look at both forms of Giratina and then we're gonna go to the raid guide and then prepare to take on this Pokemon. But other than that, you know, and people are possibly hinting a shiny Giratina is going to be coming, which kind of makes sense if Niantic does opt to do that. Because, but then again, considering that they haven't mentioned any of that at all, I don't think Giratina is going to be shiny. I don't think so because, I mean, there is a slight chance they could potentially make the shiny because if you guys remember back when Lugia came back for the second time after, was it the third time? I don't remember. I think it was the second time. The second time Lugia came back after Rayquaza departed the first time last year, Lugia came shiny, and Niantic never announced that part of it. So there is a chance that Giratina may come shiny. I don't think it's going to be shiny, but if it does, that actually would be pretty dope. And then Origin form would be pretty sweet to do some raids for. And personally, I would like to get a really good IV for the Origin form because it looks pretty sweet. So, my thoughts on it. I mean, I wish they could have brought some new legendary Pokemon to the game, but at the same time, I don't mind because it's a new challenge. It's a brand new. Well, technically, it's not really a brand new raid boss, but it is a new challenge, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go on to Pokemon Go Hub, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at both of Giratina's forms. So I will see you guys there. Okay, so first off, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Alter form because this Ultra form was in raid battles before back in during the Halloween event. So it's only been a few months since we've had Giratina. So with Giratina returning, we might as well talk about it a little bit more in detail here. So this is Giratina's Ultra form. We're gonna have from March 28th to April 2nd to go ahead and battle this Giratina. So if you guys don't have this one, you're gonna have that period to get it. So it's gonna be Ghost and Dragon type, max CP of 3,379. Attack is 27, defense is 225, and stamina is 284. As you see there, it's pretty tanky. It's gonna be extremely tanky. Personally, and one of the best Pokemon in PvP currently. So really good in PvP for sure. And you can see here, Giratina has 5 weaknesses, being weak to Dart, Dragon, Fairy, Ghost, and Ice. Both forms are going to have the same weaknesses. So it takes 50% less damage from fighting and normal, being that Ghost typing. And then it also resists Bug, Electric, Fire, Grass, Poison, and Water. So that's what makes Giratina Altered Form really good in PvP. So it's pretty sweet personally on that regards there. So let's take a look at the moves here. So quick move wise, it gets Shadow Claw and Dragon Breath. Both of these are really good for PvP for sure, especially Dragon Breath because you get so much energy pretty much quicker. So and then charge move wise, it gets Dragon Claw, Shadow Sneak, and Ancient Power. So ideally, if you're looking for a Giratina for the Ultra League, you're definitely gonna look a moveset wise. You're definitely gonna want Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw. Um, Not really the best for raids, but I guess if you wanted to use it for raids, you want to get Shadow Claw, or Dragon Claw, or Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw. Shadow Stink is just pretty. It's just terrible overall. But in PvP, it's not the worst. It does share the same energy gain as Dragon Claw, so it's definitely not too bad. So overall, Ultra Form Giratina definitely pretty good for PvP. If you guys don't have it, be sure to hit those up because it's a beast and it's definitely a beast in PvP. So definitely worth going for. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Origin for Giratina. Look at this. Look at this thing. This is a monster right here, guys. So this thing looks pretty sweet, honestly, and I really love the design. I remember when this first came out in Pokemon Platinum, and I played the game. I saw this form, and I was like, I just had to have it. Honestly, it's really that awesome. So Giratina here. This is Origin form Giratina, so its stats are going to be different, you guys. If you guys can see here, 100% IV Giratina maxes out at 3,683. So 300 CP higher than Altered form. An attack is 225, defense is 187, and stamina 284. So they both share the same stamina, except the defense is now lower and the attack is higher. So this is going to be this is actually making it a little bit better. And as you see here, it does share the same weaknesses and resistances as the Alter form, because it is still keeping that Ghost and Dragon type. And the moves here for Giratina Origin form is going to be the same. Shadow Claw, Dragon Breath for the quick moves. Charge moves, we're going to be looking for Dragon Claw, Shadow Sneak, and Ancient Power. Now, this form, I think, may do a little bit better in raids. It's not going to be the best, but it's not going to be the worst. There are definitely a bit worse dragons in the game, I'm just saying. But I feel like I think it's still cool to actually power one of these up. But I wouldn't power this up if you think this is the best dragon. I definitely would not power this up at all. But me personally, I'm still going to power one up because it looks pretty sweet. And I already have a maxed out Dialga and a maxed out Palkia. So I figure I might as well add a Giratina to my to the army as well, because it looks really awesome. It looks like a beast. It looks like a demon. And it's gonna be pretty sweet, honestly. So, and I really like the design of this Pokemon, and I think it's a really awesome Pokemon. So, you know, give or take on that regards. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the Giratina Origin Giratina raid guide. Actually, we could take a look at both because technically it's gonna be the same counters, but we're gonna be taking a look at it through the Origin form perspective. So, just so you guys get an idea. So, I want to take you guys to that raid guide now, and I will see you guys there. Okay, so here we are on the Giratina Origin Form raid counters guide. And before we continue, I want to sit there and say that the counters that we're going to be seeing is going to be good for both forms of Giratina. It's just that Altered Form is going to be tankier, and Origin Form is going to be more offensive, a little bit more offensive. So there, so all right, so Giratina Origin Form is going to be Tier 5, of course, and it's going to have a raid boss CP of 41,776. So pretty cool CP. It's above the 40,000 CP mark. While the Origin Form, if I'm regular Altered Giratina, sorry, should be less than under 40,000. We can always take a look at that a little later. But we're gonna take a look at the Origin form because this is something that's going to be pretty new for everybody. So this is a pretty sweet one, and definitely one I think is gonna be good to hit up a few. So a 100% IV Origin form Giratina, you're going to be looking for 2105, and that's without a weather boost. And then with a foggy or windy weather boost, you're going to be looking for 2631 for the 100% IV. So 2105 without a weather boost. If it's weather boosted, 2631. So that'll be for a level 25. And so yeah. So it looks like it can easily be. It looks like it can be dual with dragons and then Mammal Swine and Gengar. So that's pretty sweet. So that's good to know. Now let's go ahead and talk about Giratina's counters here. So just before we go into the counters, let's go ahead and scroll down to the moves so we can go ahead and just a reminder of what it has. They're both going to be having the same. They're going to be having the same moves. It's just that it's going to be hitting. The origin form is going to be hitting harder, while the altered form is going to be more difficult to take down. Like the origin form is going to be stronger, while the altered form is going to be more defensive. So granted, the altered form is going to be around for just a few, but now we're going to have origin form coming through, and it's going to be much stronger. So once more, just to review, moveset wise, is going to be having Shadow Claw, Dragon Breath for the fast moves, and then charge moves. We're looking at Dragon Claw, Ancient Power, and Shadow Sneak. So there you go. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the counter. So let's go back up here and go to the counter. So first off, Rayquaza is going to be the best counter for sure, no matter what, against Giratina. If you guys did raid Rayquaza during Rayquaza raid weekend, you should have Rayquazas ready to go. I know I definitely went super hard with Rayquaza, so yeah. So Rayquaza is going to be one of the best Pokemon to counteract Giratina Origin form. However, you do have to watch out for Dragon Claw, as especially with Origin form, it's going to do a lot of damage. So definitely keep that in mind. But other than that, against Ancient Power, against Shadow Snake, it should be fine. You should be okay. Though Ancient Power might do a little bit more. It might even do over half, possibly. But other than that, Rayquaza is going to be the best counter against it. Palkia is also going to be really good with Dragon Tail Draco Meteor. It actually is neutral to Ancient Power and Shadow Sneak, but weak to well, it's neutral to Ancient Power. I say that because Rayquaza does have that flying typing, which makes it weak to that ancient power. So keep that in mind. But if it's Shadow Sneak, you're gonna have a good time, especially with Rayquaza. So keep that in mind. And then of course Solomon's with Dragon Tail and Draco Meteor is gonna be really good here as well. Gengar actually is going to be a really strong attacker against Origin form Giratina. It's going to be the one that gives the most feints, but it's going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be implementing a lot of damage, so it's going to be really good. So it is a glass cannon, but it's still going to be doing relatively good damage for sure. So definitely worth considering, especially if it has Lick or Shadow Claw. If you don't have those, then you could also go Sucker Punch, but it won't be as good as Lick or Shadow Claw. So just so you guys are well aware. And then you have Dragonite with Dragon Tail and Outrage as a good generalist counter for sure. And finally, we have the newly acquired Dialga with Dragon Breath and Draconia. And personally, I think Dialga is going to do really well, being that having a steel typing. So it's going to actually be able to resist the Ancient Power and is actually neutral to Dragon Claw. So that's pretty cool. So Palkia and Dialga can actually come through to battle against Giratina, which I think is pretty sweet. So we're gonna have the Sinnoh, the creation trio basically. So Dialga and Palkia would join forces to take out Origin form Giratina, which is pretty sweet. So personally, so I'm definitely gonna be having a fun time with that. Um, Next up, we're going to go into more good counters here. We have Mamoswine here with Powder Snow Avalanche. You guys already saw, if you guys have seen the Rayquaza duels me and my friend did, you would know that Mamoswine put in so much work against Rayquaza. It's going to be doing a lot. And it comes through once again. But keep in mind, Giratina does not have a double weakness to ice. So it's not going to be the best counter against Giratina, but it's still going to put in some work, especially since Powder Snow is going to come out rather quickly. So just so you guys are well aware. And if Giratina does happen to pack Dragon Claw, then Mamoswine I think it's going to shine alongside Dialga, with Dialga being able to resist, to be neutral to that Dragon Claw. You can probably get away with using Mamoswine against Dragon Claw. Otherwise, your Dragon types are going to actually be performing a lot better than Mamoswine. But Mamoswine is definitely not no slouch. You guys saw how much power this thing had against Rayquaza. So it's a good counter, but just remember it doesn't Giratina does not have that double weakness to ice, so it's not going to be the best counter, but it's up there, so it's a really good choice for sure. Um, Mewtwo with Cycle Cut Shadow Ball is also really good. But do keep in mind that if Giratina it does have the Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw, Mewtwo's gonna take a lot of damage. So it can but Shadow Ball is going to be really good against Giratina. If you don't have a Shadow Ball, Ice Beam can still work just as well. But Shadow Ball is going to do a little bit more because obviously it's base 100 while Ice Beam is base 90. It's a 10-point difference, but the only reason why Ice Beam is a good alternative because Mewtwo like Shadow Ball is going to be its legacy. So you're unable to get this move on Mewtwo anymore. So just so you guys are aware on that regards there. But Mewtwo with Cycle Cut, Shadow Ball, really good choice against Giratina for sure. But just watch out for the Shadow Scene. That's pretty much it. Latios with Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw. I like this a lot, but I wouldn't recommend it because Latios is weak to two of Giratina's charge moves, being the Dragon Claw and the Shadow Stink. So I wouldn't personally recommend Latios, even though it is my favorite Pokemon of all time. You guys already know that. I wouldn't recommend it because it does Latios is weak to two of Giratina's charge moves, so do keep that in mind. But other than that, it's not too bad. And then finally, we have Weavile. Weavile is going to be pretty good here because it actually resists the Shadow Sneak. Neutral to Dragon Claw, but it is weak to the Ancient Power. So if it has Ancient Power, do keep that in mind. It's going to take a bit of damage there. So yeah. So anyways, now we're going down to good Giratina race. So basically, these are Pokemon that can still do well against Giratina. They're not going to be as quick as the top contenders up here. Keep in mind these are your top contenders that you want to be using against Giratina. But there are some other alternate Pokemon you can use in case you guys don't have that top contender. So here we go. So first off, we have Hunch Crow with Snarl and Dark Pulse. Pretty cool choice there for sure. Yeah, just gotta watch out for Ancient Power with that one. You got Banette with Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. You got Tyranitar, which is actually a pretty tanky choice against Giratina. It's not going to be doing the most damage, but it's still going to be definitely no slouch whatsoever. So keep that in mind. Then we have Rampardos with Smackdown Outrage. Wouldn't recommend that personally. That's just me. We're not going to even go into Origin for Giratina, but that's just in there in case you guys get one. You want to use it against itself. Go for it. And then Deoxys attack with Zen Headbutt Dark Pulse. I 100% do not recommend you guys use this at all because it just feigns too fast, and it does have that high attack, but wouldn't recommend it personally because it's gonna go down super quickly. So highly would not recommend that whatsoever. So there you have it, guys. Those are the counters for sure against Giratina, Origin form. Will also do well. These will also do well against altered form Giratina as well, which we're gonna go ahead and take a quick look at that and just right here real quick. So let's go ahead and go into that real quick. Given if this is the guide here as well. Yep, perfect. So this is Giratina's altered form. So altered form is going to be a below 40,000. It's going to have a Ray Boss CP of 38,326. So it's going to be much tankier than the Origin form. So in case you guys are going for your first Origin for Giratina, a 100% IV for altered form Giratina, you're gonna be looking for 1931. That's without a weather boost, and then with a weather boost, you're gonna be looking for 2414. So just like Origin for Giratina, the same counters is going to do really well against this Pokemon for sure. You have a lot of counters here for sure that can do well here. So it's just about the same thing, the same result, same counters as the Origin form. So nothing too surprising there. But other than that, there you have it, guys. Giratina is coming back to raids. Let me know and let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And I do apologize for being super late with this, but better late than never, I suppose. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys think of Origin form Giratina making it debut to Pokemon Go. You guys like it? You guys don't? It is what it is. You know, it's up to you guys. Let me know what you guys think. And with that, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for watching, and this is Lightus NYC signing out.